Do 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 do. Let's talk. Hi, Radioheads. You know I'm Elle Man, and I'm here today with Hayley Sales, American Canadian, award winning, and internationally acclaimed actress, singer songwriter, and producer in new supervillain film Corrective Measures with Bruce Willis and Michael Rooker and a bunch of people. So, hi.
Hello. Yes, it's lovely to be on the show. I need to hear that pitch every day. It'll make me feel great about myself.
Well, I stole that part from online. I think that's
Oh,
I think that's
I like it.
IMDb. So someone wrote it. It wasn't
Someone
me.
thinks I'm cool.
Someone
That's
thinks you're
great.
very cool. I think you're
I
cool too.
like that. Oh, thank
And she made
you.
a song with Sharon Stone, which I haven't listened to.
I
So
did. You should listen to it. Never
how do we
before.
how do we hear that?
It's on Hayley Sales, Spotify, all the usual suspects, YouTube.
Sharon
Sharon
Stone.
Stone's a gem. She's been
Yeah.
so incredible in my life. You should listen.
Oh, cool. Okay. So we're gonna go
Yeah,
to the first question about this movie, Corrective Measures.
definitely.
It takes place in a jail. What did
Mhm.
you learn about jail life from shooting and researching this movie?
It was fascinating, actually. I play the doctor in the hospital, and so
Mhm.
I actually primarily learned about being a doctor.
Ah.
I had never. I mean, my brother was one, and so I actually researched as far as for my character how you actually take care of someone, how you take their blood pressure, all this stuff, and then I got to implement it on the prisoners. But I learned that jail is definitely a strange place that I hope not to go in real life. And I think there's a lot that we could do to change our own system in America and Canada to make it a little bit more, yeah, just a little better. Let's just say that. But it was a fascinating experience to be on set. Absolutely fascinating.
So let's say I started smoking pot during this interview. Would you send me to jail?
Would I? I don't think I would.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I wouldn't
I like
personally.
nonsense. Nonsense makes me really happy.
No, it's
So
great.
I'm
Yeah.
going to skip ahead to what makes you happy and how you keep your
Oh.
energy up. So, all right. So you produce, you act. Any
Mhm.
time management tips that you recommend for boosting productivity and creating your albums and films?
That's a fascinating
Because you
question,
do a
actually.
lot.
Yeah, I do. I think the most important thing to me is a schedule and having,
Mhm.
it's like for me, for instance, and everyone's different, but I'll dedicate one day to doing one thing. And then the
Mhm.
next day I'll move to the next. And to me, I find I'm so tunnel vision that I can't do the 1 hour for this, 1 hour for this, 1 hour for this. To me, it's I have to choose a day and carve it out, and really dive in, because then you get to the heart of it, to whatever whether it's an art project or you name it. That's
Mhm.
personally what I do. And I also turn off my devices,
Yeah,
and it really makes a difference.
that's
I
a
don't
good tip.
I
The
I've
one thing a
never
day.
noticed. Yeah, I've never noticed how much time gets kind of taken in by
Oh,
just checking things like business, even, but just,
definitely. Yeah,
so
the
even just
frivolous
for an
texting.
hour.
No, the
Yeah,
one
all
thing a
day.
day, it's funny you said that because I kind of started doing that recently. I noticed let's just
Oh,
focus on
cool.
one, maybe two things a day, but one big thing. Don't overbook
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Because
And
then
then
you're
you get in
just
the vibe.
exactly. It gives you the time to really dig in.
Okay, so here we go. So next one, we're gonna go back to the
Yeah.
movie. You play a
Okay.
sweet and pretty doctor representing the
Oh.
soft side of jail. So if you were
Mm.
really a jail doctor, how could I get on your good side? Any bribes that you would go for?
Honestly, I think it would be respecting me and enjoying my friendship. I think, I would imagine as a doctor in this setting, that the most incredible thing and the thing that would motivate me to want to love you even more and treat you even more would genuinely be to just want to talk to me and treat
Okay.
me like a person and get into conversations and feel like you like me.
Well, you're not a person. You're a celebrity actress. Let's not treat you like a person during this interview. Let's objectify you. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes I'm a contrarian. Actually, I'm not, but for
No,
the
that's
radio,
fine. I mean,
controversy breeds cash.
I genuinely think in for Dr. Isabel, that is who that I mean, you'd have to have that in that jail to still maintain, some sense of loving presence
Mhm.
and warmth. You'd have to be that jovial human that is possibly not me in real life, but in that setting would be.
Well, if you're not a jovial human in real life, you do a good job pretending, because I watched a few
Oh, thank
interviews and you come
you.
off very loving, just like my mom was named Isabel. So, yeah.
Oh, well, that's very cool.
So you look very healthy, and shooting movies is generally a very taxing process. What behaviors, foods, exercises, events, behaviors seem to lead to your most lively and vivacious performances? Any things you do to be
Trying to
more
think.
lively?
I'm pretty neurotic, so I've taken to doing a short meditation in the morning. And I find that just kind of stops the chatter in the brain and gets me present. And I don't think about all the other things that I'm thinking about 24/7, which is pretty important for, being on set and actually paying attention to the actor, or like what you're doing, not your own neurosis.
Yeah.
So that's huge. I have to find a way to work out, which is pretty hard when you're on set because of the hours, but I'll even just go home and do jumping jacks or something just to kind of reset. Yeah.
I
And
did
don't
jumping
drink
jacks
as much
yesterday.
coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I find on set, I just keep drinking the free coffee, and I've learned to not do that fifth cup.
Jumping jacks, I never do them, but I did them yesterday. And as I was asking the question, I am a trained psychic, I was picturing you meditating. So that's kind of weird.
Wow.
Synchronicity on that one.
That's pretty cool.
Sometimes it happens. So we're going to get back to the movie. So in the movie Corrective Measures, you're surrounded by men with superpowers. What superpowers would you want if you were doing 10 years in prison?
Oh, geez.
Like 3.
Probably the ability to affect people's minds and to read them and to change them and to alter them. So mind manipulation or being invisible, because then you could just not be in jail.
Right. Yeah.
So one of those two.
Yeah,
I don't know. Or being really buff. I mean, that would probably be helpful too.
Or being Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this one. All right. So if you were in prison again, what would be the 5 things you'd miss the most about outside life?
I can't honestly, it would be so, I can't even imagine. That's terrifying. I'd imagine being able to go on walks, being able to be outside and see people, like a wide variety of humans. My piano, personally, I would miss over there.
Oh, nice.
It's my therapy. It calms me down. I would miss just the unregimented nature of our daily life and the freedom to choose. I mean, if you think about it, in jail, I presume you don't have that freedom really, and we take it for granted, or at least I know that I do. And
unless you were Donald Trump, which is my boyfriend's joke. He has a joke about Donald Trump in jail. He would just run to jail. So maybe you'd have a lot of freedom.
That is possible. You never know. I'd have to work on that for myself.
And let's see. Okay. So my final question for you is, what non-actor producer things about life do you miss out on because you spend so much time in the worlds of creation? Like when you're just doing one film production, it takes you away from family, my dog, sleeping. So like what kinds of things do you feel like you're missing out on that like real civilians that are not performers do?
I honestly, I think I missed out a bit on my childhood, to summarize it all, because I was so driven starting at a very young age and knew what I wanted to do. And I became so hyper focused that I never really got to truly experience just doing nothing or like, you know what I mean? Just the mindset of not caring. Like about what the outcome is or whether you're working hard enough or all that. I think to me, that's what I personally missed out on. And I feel blessed in some ways because I have kind of managed later in life to carve out the time I need to be a human. We're all normal humans, but trying to think, definitely the ability to turn off work at 5 or 6 p.m. I've never experienced that because I just love it. Like I'll work all night, all day on it just because, I mean, I get tired and exhausted, but it never stops. Work never stops. I think the biggest thing. Mm-hmm.
So I lied. One more question
Okay.
from this.
You're awesome.
We're still under the 15-minute mark. So
No,
Mark Torres,
I love it.
he's okay.
We're talking very fast.
I talk very fast.
Me too.
So speaking of breaks, I generally check out. Sometimes it's 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes 9 or 10, but I'll make like a checkout time, and phone's always on do not disturb, but I'm out to lunch. You want to get back to me? I'm not even checking anything work related. I just got messages for a commercial production. Nope. 9 o'clock
That's
tonight,
smart.
Maybe 5 o'clock, we're going to be done. Do you have a cutoff
Brilliant.
time every day? Or maybe
no, and I should.
Maybe for your health.
That's actually cool. Brilliant. Yeah, I should do that.
It's not a bad idea.
I try to take at least one day a week where I just do something that has nothing to do with business.
So one day.
It could still be art, but just something that's not related to the business side of art. Yeah, I try, but I fail at it.
Well, here's a tip then. We'll leave off with a tip. So I wrote a health guidebook. I was in the world of health professionally before falling way more into films and film production. But this whole separating the day into wakefulness and sleepiness has really helped me. So like during the day, it's a lot of raw foods and liquids and low carb, which keeps you more alert. Even manic, wheatgrass can make you manic for some people on MRIs. But at night, I'll do complex carbs like rice and potatoes to calm down. And then there's a checkout time. And then it's like, no matter how crazy of a movie I shoot, or I drove back from Woodstock last night on 5 hours of sleep, which is not enough for me. Boom. I know every day I have a checkout time, and there's candlelight, and you get that piece of going on vacation. So I don't know, maybe
I'm going to do that. So thank you for this. This has been a great therapy session.
And then you can go into the next movie like boom, 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 because you got your ready. Rest time. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Actually, that's something I think we should all take to heart, is setting aside that time.
I think it saved my life. And every day, no matter how, I know I can do really difficult tasks and deal with difficult people, because I know, 8 o'clock, candlelight's going down. I'm going to be enjoying. I'm going to be like, ooh, in a spa. Ooh, in a spa.
Oh, I love it. Okay. I'm going to try it.
Let me know.
Okay,
Hopefully it'll make you more productive long term. So you'll be like 90 years old and still kicking it and
still going.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's do it.
So any final thoughts for humanity it came from the radio listeners and Man listeners?
I think my final thought would be like, let's just all get through this and focus on seeing the world through some romantic glasses for a little while. Those rose-colored glasses, just to remind ourselves that life can be beautiful, and there's a lot of crazy stuff happening, but I truly believe that we're on the brink of a really lovely time.
I think so too. I think it's going to be a little crazy, maybe even a couple years, or very, very crazy.
But we'll get there. So don't lose sight of that. Yeah.
You got to break down the old paradigms to build new ones. And we're both creators.
We're in the breaking down.
We can all create the life we want to an extent.
Exactly.
So thank you. Thank you very much. The beautiful and talented and pleasant, not everyone is pleasant, Hayley Sales. Thanks for listening. And now more, it came from the radio. Back to you, Mark. And